This could end me. 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 Oh, but I'm still standing.
Hi, I'm Sonja and Brooke. I lost my dad, and that was August 16th, 2011.
Hi, my name's Brooklyn. So I lost my mom, Stacy Dimmick, in October of 2018.
Do I remember? Yes, it is forever ingrained in my mind. I will never forget what my world looked like in the immediate aftermath.
I think that for me personally, I spent more than probably a few days, probably a couple of weeks, just in shock and very much in survival mode. Decisions had to be made, arrangements had to be made, and I just tried to shift all of my energy into doing those things and completing those tasks. And I don't think that I really allowed myself to feel the emotions that I was feeling for the first couple weeks, for sure.
It's hard to put into words, but my life was shattered. My heart was shattered. And the world was strangely still moving. But I was so completely and utterly destroyed. And so it was almost a surreal experience. I felt very detached. I hoped and prayed it was just a bad dream I could wake up from. But I remember every detail perfectly.
When you lose someone to suicide, there's so many additional things that can come with that, aside from your typical grief. And I think that giving yourself permission to feel them is a big one. I know they talk about grief a lot, and that's definitely one. I know that personally, I also went into investigative mode, and I was told, stop, it's not helpful, it's not going to do anything. But in that moment, that's what I needed to do, and I needed to be able to give myself permission to do that and to go whatever avenue that I needed to go in that moment.
At the time, I didn't think that I was getting by day to day, week to week. In the time, it seemed like there was no light, there was no solution, there was no positivity. Looking back, I can see, okay, I obviously did make it day to day, which turned to week, month to month, and now 11 years later.
That acute grief stage for me was exhausting because it was when I was able to, there was nothing left to be done. Everything was done. We had had the funeral and we put our mom to rest, and so I was just kind of left with the exhaustion of all that and the feelings that I didn't allow myself to feel at the beginning. And it was tough. I definitely remember days that I never got out of my pajamas and I didn't feel like eating, and I was just exhausted and sad, and I didn't really know what I was supposed to do next.
In the moment, I really truly felt like I was drowning. It was hard to reach out for support, and that was complicated by the nature of the death. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly believe that we do the best we can with what we're given in the moment. But sometimes decisions that are made with the intention to help and to reduce hurt, in actuality cause more long-term hurt and problems. And so that is what I experienced firsthand.
Because my mom was ill, mental health has always been definitely on the forefront for me, and it's been something that I've been or tried to be really aware of. So sitting in my pajamas, not getting off the couch and not eating, I knew wasn't healthy, and I knew it wasn't something that I would be able to continue to do, but I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. How do I get from this exhaustion, this sadness, staying in my pajamas, to starting to live life normally again? What do I do? How do I get there?
When you lose someone to death by suicide, it is a very complicated grief. And what complicates it further is when you don't openly and honestly acknowledge the death. And so in our family, a different narrative was told, one that was less painful. It was less painful to say that my dad died accidentally of a traumatic brain injury. And so looking back in, those first few days, the first few weeks, and trying to go with this narrative that in my heart and soul was at such conflict, that was really difficult to navigate.
I think that suicide can be quite traumatic, and I think that for the first while, the trauma is still very prevalent and can kind of mask or cloud over some of your more happier memories and some of the things that you want to think about when you think of your loved one.
I think the biggest thing that got me through was the sure knowledge that though my dad wasn't physically with me, he was still with me spiritually, emotionally, this was a temporary separation. That's how I had to view it to get by, was to realize the day will come when I will be reunited with my dad again.
I started searching the internet, what's out there, what kind of help can I get? I knew that I needed help because I think that it's beneficial for anybody really, but I knew that I had some trauma that I had to get through with it, and I needed somebody outside of the family to talk to. So I just searched the web and I found the Grief and Trauma Center in Edmonton, and that was my first step.
My name is Ashley Malky, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Grief and Trauma Healing Center.